Episode 7 of 52 Axe Patterns. Look at that. I'm Ed with Redbeard Knife and Tool, and this is my story about the intricacies of restoring and hanging 52 different axe patterns. There's something intimate about bringing an old axe back to life. Some have been through a lot, and some haven't. And giving them a new purpose, whether it's hanging them on a wall or putting them back into service, I get to change their history. Every axe has a story. So this is a really cool axe head. This is a Council Tool Cedar Pattern, and it has a boy's eye head. It says, it's got a 3 stamped on the top. I don't remember if there was a CT stamp anywhere on these or not, but the pole had some damage on it. So someone had tried to clean it away, and it knocked off a little bit of that 3. So I smoothed out the grinder marks from someone who tried to repair the pole, and yeah, we're gonna hang it on this older Whiskey River 28-inch boy's handle. This is actually a super nice handle. It's got perfect grain orientation. I tried to use it for another project, so it's got some, I didn't take anything off, but it's got some scrape marks from the eye. I tried to hang a picaroon on this, and the picaroon eye was just too big. So I'm going to use this handle. It's still a pretty solid handle, and I dig it. I think we're going to treat this with iron acetate. So we'll see how it works out. It's pretty thin. It's super thin. I like the way the feel is. I don't think Whiskey River's making these 28-inch boys handles anymore. But you never know. Maybe they'll make them a little bit later. So it's the last one I have, the very last one. So super cool handle. I like it. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this thing, the handle fitted. And it looks like it's going to be pretty close. I'm just going to take a little bit off the back here. And it looks like it's going to be pretty close already. So we're just going to see how that goes. Too fast. Too fast. Yeah, we're going on. Let's see. See how far we can get her going. Going on pretty far. Going on pretty far. That's about halfway. But as you see, the toe starts, or the heel starts dipping down. The axe wants to dip. That means it's a closed bit. So we don't really want this to close up on us. So we're going to try to see what we can do to mitigate that. What I normally do is I'll set it on the edge. Say this is the edge of my workbench. I keep a cut log down here. I'll set it on the edge, and I'll just kind of pop the handle, and it'll kind of tick it back up. Let's see if I can get that to do that real quick. Yeah, a little bit. So it straightened it out a little bit. So yeah. So we're going to pop this thing back off, see where we're rubbing, and make adjustments from there. Moving along pretty good. So this is looking really good. We got compression all the way around, except for in the back left side of the eye. So we're just going to kind of work our way down. I'm going to bring this down another belt width with a little bit of an angle, just to kind of see if we can mitigate that heel kicking out, or the heel kicking down a little bit. Let's see. Kick it over here to my log. Yeah. That's a little better. It's straighter. It's touching everywhere except for the back. Just a little bit of the rear. It's going on straight. So yeah. We're getting there. Okay. So in the back on both sides, it's still not touching a little bit. But I'm not that concerned about it because as we get lower on the shoulder, the handle gets wider. So I'm not really concerned. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off the top inch of this because I want it to sit lower on the shoulder than rather than up high. So that just keeps me from having to remove more material as we go. When I first started hanging axes, this was a very puzzling thing for me. I'd get down a bunch of ways and then it'll just all of a sudden stop. And I'm like, why is it not going down? Because it looks like it's pretty straight. The kerf stops right there. That's where the axe stopped, right? You see all the way around. It stops basically where the kerf stopped. So it took me a minute to figure out, but when you put an axe head on, there's an hourglass inside the eye. It's pinching this kerf together, right? And it gets down to the bottom of the kerf and it can no longer be compressed inward toward the center of the kerf. So it stops. So you gotta remove more material down past that to make sure that you get your axe down. Let's see. All right, we're back to about halfway now. So, yeah, I think we got down past the kerf. So that's going to give us a better idea where we need to remove material. But that's looking pretty nice. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we came up about another 1/4 inch. So we're making progress. It's straight. Oh yeah, looks good. Looks real good. We should be getting pretty close. Yeah, right up at the top of the eye. Check that out. See, there's a little pinch in the very back. That means it's, let me see if I can fix that real quick. Still got that lean. Let's see. Yeah, I relieved that pinch by tilting it forward a little bit or back, opening up the bit. So yeah, it's back where it should be. So this is looking really good. If you notice, there's actually no room in between the side of the tongue and the eye. So I'm going to have to make sure that it's still looking straight. Now I have to make sure I take a little bit of stuff off the top. On the side of the eye from about midway up, make sure I remove some material to give room for the wedge to expand. Oh yeah, we're looking pretty good. You see right here? That's touching there and there. That's causing the hourglass inside the eye is right there midway, and it's causing it to pinch the kerf closed. So we're going to take a little bit, that's that side of the meat. We're going to kind of take off to make sure that we have room for the wedge to expand. Tilt that thing a little. Yep, we're almost there. I think I'm going to try to drop it just a touch more, just to give it a little bit more room up top to where I can trim it. But it is looking fantastic. Look at that. That's going to be a swinger right there. That is looking really good. Look at that all the way around. So it's looking pretty good. I think this is going to be it. I think it's going to be it. The reason why I use a really big ball peen hammer is so I don't have to come up and swing and take inaccurate strikes. I can just take short ones, and it just gives it plenty of pop. But yeah, that's why. Heavier hammer, shorter strokes, more accurate strikes. That looks freaking great. Look at that. We're going to stop right there. Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to sand the handle before I do anything else, because I need to start prepping the handle before I start working on the head, because I'm going to treat the handle with iron acetate. That's going to be freaking nice. Look at that. All right, I'm going to sand this handle down with 80 and then 120 just to get it, knock the high stuff down. But first thing I need to do is get this all trimmed up. So I got this handle all charred. See that? Pretty nice. Actually, I love the grain orientation in this handle. It's really nice. Sand it down with a sanding sponge to knock the ash off. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen me do this, but some probably haven't, or maybe haven't. I don't know. Yeah, knock this down. And it is super silky smooth. It's nice. I mean, I could oil it just like this and it would be just fantastic. But I like the look of iron acetate. So this is, I'm almost gone with this stuff. Not that much. Set that down. Bring my trash can around. I usually dangle the handle over my trash can when I'm doing this. That way, or my trash bucket. Everybody's got a shop bucket, right? And just put it on there pretty liberally. The first coat is going to soak it right in. It's going to soak it right up. So I'll do it a couple of times until it's like slathering. This is going to be nice. And then I just pinch it in my vise straight up and down, because it doesn't matter if it's pinched down here or pinched up here. It's the top of the handle, because the eye is going to be in the way, or it's going to be cut off, either way. But I'm going to let this dry, hit it with the sanding sponge again when it's dry, treat it again until I'm just happy with the way it looks. So yeah, this is about what it would look like after I oiled it. So I'm going to put, since I'm sitting here talking, I'm just going to do some more. Is it already soaked in whatever I put on it? That's good. I'm gonna go hang it up. All right, I want to talk about this edge. It's all there. There's one little chip up near the toe. By the time I get everything else sharpened, I don't think it's really going to matter. So I'm just going to work. I'm going to start with 36 because it is super dull, right? So I'm going to start with 36 until I get a burr, and then by the time that burr's there, that chip is probably going to be gone, or at least close to it. All right, you see that little burr right on the end? It goes all the way across. The chip's gone. Yeah. So I'm not going to run you guys through all of my grits. So my grit progression is going to be, this is 36. Then I'm doing 60, then 80, 120, then a 120 flex belt to kind of blend in those, blend the bevel in. And then probably start with medium conditioning belts all the way up to the polishing belt. Yeah. Let me know if you guys want to see this every video, or I can just bypass all that stuff and just kind of keep you updated every now and then while I'm doing it. But I'm doing 60 right now. All right, I'm going to show you guys what the 120 flex belt does. You see this side, how it's got the line, or the flex belts do. You see the line? Like last week, I used the conditioning belts to break up this line and kind of smooth everything out. But a flex belt will do it a little bit further, and it'll just kind of bring the bevel up a little bit and make it way sexier. Check that out. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. Moving on to the conditioning belt. All right, I just put the second application of iron acetate on the handle. This is the medium conditioning belt. And we're gonna start getting the scratches cleaned up. So that's what it is now, and that's what it is before. So it's way cleaner. It's gorgeous. Do the other side. Last belt, the buffing belt. A little bit of rouge. Look at that. Is that pretty or what? Check that out. Oh man, this thing is so cool. Look at that. And the bevel. Oh my goodness, she is sharp. Let's get a wedge made. All right, here's the handle. All right, here's the iron acetate. And I'm just gonna apply it, that's it. Just get it on there. This will probably be the last time, I would imagine. And I could probably turn my fan off now. There we go. Still waiting for the iron acetate to dry. While I'm waiting, just wanted to check. I wanted to check the bevel. Usually I don't check bevels. I just kind of let the axe tell me what bevel it gets, and if it looks good, then it looks good. I don't do it too often. This one's at about a 27. Because I do convex edges, you can see kind of rounds toward the apex. I don't really get an accurate reading because it rocks on every single one of them. If you can see, this is 30, so it's not 30. It's 27 and a half, 25, so it's about 27 and a half. It's where it's most secure. So yeah, it looks good though. Look at that. It looks pretty. I dig it. Handle's dry. Feels really good. I'm going to wipe it down with steel wool just to knock the high grains off. Steel wool, you can use steel wool. You can use a sanding sponge. It just depends on whatever I can grab at the time sometimes. Steel was the first thing I grabbed. So. Yeah, I like that. Let's get this thing on a head. Get the head on the stick. That sounds a little better, doesn't it? Oh yeah, that looks good. I don't think I need to make an adjustment. Check that out. It's pretty straight. Pretty straight. Yep. Got the Purple Heart wedge right here. Stick a little bit of walrus oil on it. Let it drain off. Thing wedged in. So this wedge isn't going to go down all the way. I'm already aware of that. I left it kind of long. So whenever it stops, it'll let me know. Yep, we're there. As far as we're going to go. Check that out. Go get it cut. Now we got a little bit of curl on the back. Took care of that. Not too much up front, not much. There. Got it. I use this because these are sacrificial blades and I don't want to mess up my knife. So let's get this thing sanded. think I need to touch this up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Get some oil on this thing. Whoop. Oh yeah, a Purple Heart wedge. I didn't have a cedar wedge. If I had a cedar wedge, I would have used a cedar wedge for a cedar, but that's what the Purple Heart looks like. That's pretty freaking awesome. All right. Let me get some gloves on. Who's excited to see what this thing looks like? I am. I always do a little bit up top just to kind of get it right around the bottom of the eye. Oh, this thing's going to be like a blondish brown, so that's kind of cool. You kind of never know the density and the tannin content when you're dealing with iron acetate, what it's going to look like. No, it's turning brown. Yeah. It's going to get darker over the next few days. But yeah. Let me get this thing wiped off. Get it massaged a little bit. Let it take on a little bit of oil. All right. This thing's cool. The Council Tool 3-pound cedar. Episode 7 of 52 axe patterns is in the books. This is a boy's eye cedar, the most common type of cedar. There are some full-size eye cedars. Kelly makes those. Used to make those. I've never seen a Kelly boy's eye cedar, but I've never seen one. That doesn't mean they don't exist, but I've never seen one. But this is a Council Tool 3-pound. You see the 3 right there. That was the indication that it was a Council Tool. Like I said, I don't remember that they had a CT or a Council Tool stamp anywhere on them. But this one is super cool, and I'm excited, and I'm really happy that you guys coming along with me in this journey and are joining me on the 52 axe pattern journey. And because I'm excited, I look forward to doing these. It's I think about them a lot, and yeah, I appreciate you guys coming. So if you see anything that I can improve on, something you don't like, something that you think I can maybe change, shoot me a compliment, whatever, comment. Let me know what you think, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm open to anything, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. So this is it, a Council Tool 3-pound cedar on a Whiskey River 28-inch boy's handle with a Purple Heart wedge. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me for the last however half hour or so, and I will see you next week. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good day.